All right, let's talk about him.
I want some rest.
Are we having fun yet?
Okay, so this legitimately might be the easiest video I've ever made on any of these prospects. Just giving my thoughts, it's gonna be really simple. But we're gonna talk about Dereon Seabron. I'm pretty sure it's just Seabron. But I have to say he is quite fascinating. But at the same time, there are some blatant things that we have to talk about that are some issues. Okay, so we're gonna go straight into the stats. If you're wondering where he's going to land, more than likely second round. He should be in the second round, to be honest with you. Some people say undrafted, but I don't necessarily believe that. But I think second round will be perfect for him. And yeah, let's talk about the stats, and then I'll go ahead and tell you how I feel about his game overall. So Dereon Seabron, so let's go ahead and go through this. So he's 6'7", 180 pounds. He averaged 17.3 points per game, 8.2 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 49% field goal percentage. And as we can see here, his team had a very rough time this season. God awful, actually. But as we can see here, one thing that stands out, and hopefully you see it as well, is that his free throw percentage is pretty doggone good, or at least him getting to the line is pretty doggone good. 71% from free throw percentage, but at the same time, he's getting to the line at a stupid rate, nearly 6 times per game. And there's a few in here where you just sit back and say, wow, dude, you got to the line 20, you have to shoot 20 free throws here, 10 free throws here, 12 rebound, like free throws. It's pretty impressive. Okay. And that's going to kind of feed into what type of player he is anyway. But overall, he is a good, solid player. Sometimes the ball can get away from him and he's turnover prone, but overall, overwhelmingly, statistically, he is definitely there. And this is NBA draft numbers. Okay. Another thing I want to point out as well is, and this is going to be the red flag, and I'm just going to go ahead and segue straight into what type of player he is. So red flag, the 3-point percentage is god awful. It's 25%. Almost 26%, but 25%, and he doesn't take a lot of them. So that kind of tells you what you need to know right there. He is not a shooter. That is not what he is. So what is he, clan? I'm gonna tell you. He's a slasher. That's basically what he is. Everything that pertains to athleticism, it's there for him, and that's one thing that I think needs to be at least understood. Everything that has to do with athleticism, he can do. And that just means being able to get to the rim. He has pretty nice bounce. He has pretty decent hang time, especially for his size, 6'7". Just everything overall, it's pretty nice, okay? Anything that has to do with using your physicality to put that ball in the rim, he can do. And as I already said, as far as the free throw line, he can draw fouls like crazy. And there's one player in particular that he actually reminds me of, and if he could add in 3-point shooting to his game, he could legit be just like this player. He actually reminds me quite a bit of Gerald Green. Just the way that he approaches it, the violent nature of getting to the rim, just everything about him, it just speaks to Gerald Green to me. I just see it. Now he has to develop shooting, because that's what kind of kept Gerald Green in the NBA. And that's kind of what I look at too with these prospects, like what's going to keep you in the league. And while he's good as a off-ball cutter, while he's good as a athletic swingman, and he's very energetic, I think those things can help him stay in the NBA. But not having a jump shot is really going to limit you. So while it's great that he can get to the rim, while it's great that he can get to the free throw line, that's wonderful. But at the same time, when we're talking about teams in today's NBA, these superstars need shooters, and you're gonna have to become somewhat of a shooter. I would love seeing him go to a team like the Denver Nuggets, maybe, because they could really use a cutter like him. But overall, most teams, he can fit, but we're talking bench player or going to the G League and kind of slowly building his way into NBA minutes. But he definitely has talent. He's very aggressive. I like his athleticism. I like his motor. It's definitely there. But everything else about his game is not great, okay? Even his defense isn't that phenomenal, to be completely honest with you. All right, so let's go ahead and look at pros and cons. And as always, I don't look at this initially. I just kind of look into the player, look at some breakdowns, read a few things, and then I give my thoughts. And this is the pros and cons on him, and you'll see if I agree or disagree with any of it. So pros: solid scorer off the dribble, excels at scoring on off-ball motion plays. Sure. And when they say solid scorer off the dribble, I'm assuming that they mean, yeah, I mean, it's all slashing. Like, yeah, that's a little misleading. Tremendous free throw generator. Yes, most definitely. Decent playmaker. That's actually something I didn't talk about. Yeah, he's not that bad as far as creating for his teammates. And that's just because his slashing ability is so good that it just brings in defenders and he's able to dish it on out. Yes, solid rebounder. Yes, about 8 rebounds per game. Decent defender that can get steals. I don't know if I would even give him decent. He's not a bad defender by any means. As far as steals, I mean, 1.4. I mean, that's okay. I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's where that decent comes in, right? Solid athlete, sure. All right. Needs to improve his shooting. Yes. Reluctant to take outs. Yes. Too predictable in his offensive tendencies. Yes. Yeah. That's what's going to hurt you. You have to be as versatile as you possibly can on the offensive end. You know, people might not want to agree with this, but defensively, teams can kind of get over if you're not the best defender on the court. All right, they can get over it. But one thing they're not going to be able to get over is if you can't shoot the ball, especially if you have to be a role player and all you do is slashing. That's not going to help you. So he has to develop an outside shot. Needs to add strength. Sure. That's actually something I didn't really think about, but yeah, he can put some pounds on him. Honestly, it's kind of weird to say because he's actually pretty he's a pretty big boy. Okay, he's a pretty big boy. So I don't know about that one. All right, moving on. All right, let's go ahead and read this. Seabron is an athletic, energetic. Hey, we said that is having a good season this year. Yeah. He is filling up the stat sheet, and he is an aggressive slasher that will drive hard to the hoop to score the basketball. He also has the physical tools to be a solid defender at the NBA level. On the other hand, he can tend to be too predictable on offense, and his extreme reluctance to take that is not good. That is not a good thing. Extreme reluctance to take outside shots can lead defenders to key in on his drives to force misses. Currently, Seabron is projected to be borderline second round candidate for the 2022 draft. So we'll wait and see. But as it stands right now, he's a really good player. He just has to hone in on that shooting, and that's the main thing. But as far as getting to the rim, that dude he's violent, and you love to see that. So I'll give it to you guys later. If you want to support the channel, only $2 per month. Patreon, YouTube members, link in the description for that. Thanks so much for the love. Until next time, man. Deuces.